Hello and welcome to the TaxTron Support YouTube channel. In this video, we will learn how to get started filing your taxes using TaxTron software for the first time for Mac. Before we get started, make sure to download the software on your computer. If you need help downloading the software, you can watch our video linked in the description below. In this video, we will cover TaxTron channel, menu bar options, how to create a tax return, how to send the return to CRA, and how to print the tax return. Let's start. First, you need to open up the software, and on the main screen, you can see there is the TaxTron channel, where we have blogs, FAQs, the TaxTron website link, and demo videos, which help you to use the software easily. On the top right corner, you have the option to switch the language between English and French. We also update important messages here so that you know what is happening. At the bottom, we have updated our support contact hours. On the left-hand side, there are 3 shortcuts: create a new return, open an existing return, and roll forward previous year tax return. Create a new return means you can start preparing the return from here. Open an existing return means if you have already created the return, then you can open it from here. The last option is roll forward, which means if you were using the TaxTron software last year to file your tax return, then you can roll over your last year's return from here. This takes all the information and amounts which need to be carried forward to the current year. To roll forward the return, click on this button and go to the folder where you have saved last year's return. Once you find the return, click on it and open it. Here you have the roll forward tax return, and you can start working on this. Now, let's create a new return from the beginning and learn about the menu options in the top menu bar. Click on the button Create a New Tax Return, and then enter the following details: SIN number, first name, last name, date of birth, marital status, net file access code. It's a unique code. If you previously filed your return, then it should be on last year's notice of assessment. If you don't have it, you can leave this part blank. In the next section, we will enter the mailing address, which is currently registered with the CRA. After completing the address, put your phone number or cell phone and email address. In the Care of line, you don't need to enter anything. Move on to the next. Scroll down. Choose the province of return and residency status. Let's explore the types of residency before moving next. Canadian resident, if you are a resident of Canada in the tax year. Emigrant, if you moved from Canada permanently in the tax year. Immigrant, if you came to Canada in the tax year. Deemed resident, if you have not established significant residential ties with Canada to be considered a factual resident, but you stayed in Canada for 183 or more days in the year. Non-resident, if you are not a resident of Canada in the tax year, or you have moved permanently from Canada but have some sort of income from Canada. Factual residents, if you keep significant residential ties in Canada while living or traveling outside the country. If you're not sure about your residency status, please visit the CRA website to learn more. Moving on, if your spouse is non-resident, you can indicate it here. And if you got bankrupt in the tax year, you can enter the date of bankruptcy in the section here. If you're preparing the return for a person who passed away in the tax year, you can enter the date of death here. If you're disabled, please check this box and check the box that says Taxpayers T201 approved by CRA. Or if your spouse is disabled, click on the bottom 2 boxes to get the disability credits. The next part is only for Quebec residents. Click on the appropriate option here. If you're married, then scroll further down to write the details of your spouse as shown in the video. Then, if the mailing address is the same as the taxpayer's, click on the box, check if the address is same as taxpayer. If you want to prepare your tax return together with your spouse, click on the box linked with spouse. After completing the identification section, complete the residency section of the spouse. Once everything completed, we can now quickly go over the menu options at the top. On the very top left corner, we have TaxTron T1 2024, where we have about to check the version and release date of the software. Then software update. If we have any update to the software, then you can update your software from here. Setting. Under setting here, some general setting that you can do on the return. Then we have some general options to hide TaxTron, hide others, show all, and quit TaxTron. Next, we have File. Under File, there are options. New, to create a new return. Open, to open an existing return. Open Recent, to open a recent return. Roll Forward, to carry forward previous year tax return. Close, to close the tax return. Save, to save the existing tax return. Save As, save the return with a different name or in a different location. Print, if you want to print the PDF of the return. Print Form, if you need to print the current form that is open in the return. Then Edit, undo, redo, cut, copy, and paste. If you copy and paste any cell data to another, you can use this. Delete, select all. To delete the data and select the whole form we use, select all. Remove form. You can remove the form if you mistakenly added to the return. Remove all overrides. If there are any overrides in your return, you can remove those with this option. View. Under View, we have simple options. Show tab bar, show all tabs, hide toolbar, zoom in, zoom out, and enter full screen. Tools. Manage print formats. You can customize the print format from this option. We have a separate video on this you can watch later. License usage shows how many licenses you have used and how many are left. Calculator, to calculate numbers. Recalculator, to recalculate the tax return calculation. Download TeamViewer. You can download the TeamViewer application from here, which help TaxTron support team to see your screen remotely to resolve any issue if you have. Linking. We can link or unlink the return from here. Optimization. Pension optimization. You can split the pension amount with your spouse here. Refund maximizer. If you or your spouse have non-refundable credits, you can transfer them to each other using this feature. We will cover how to do optimization in another video. You will find the link in the description below. Transmission. Autofill my return. Autofill your tax return from CRA if you have a CRA My Account. Change my address. If you want to change your address with CRA, you can click this and go to your CRA account to change it. Direct deposit. Update your direct deposit information with CRA here. Net file. After you finish your return, you can electronically send it to CRA by clicking this option. NOA. Once you send the return to CRA, you can get the notice of assessment directly from the software. MRQ. This option is used to send the tax return to Revenue Quebec electronically if the province of the return is Quebec. T1135. If you have foreign property worth more than $100,000, you will file the T1135 form separately from the tax return by clicking this button. Refile. Once you submit the return and want to change anything, you can refile the return from here. We have a whole video covering how to refile the return. You can watch it. Window. Under this option, we have multiple general options to change while working on your return. Help. You can search specific topic that you would like an assistance. As we have finished reviewing all the menu bar options, now let's create a simple tax return for a married couple with only T4 income. As you can see, right now the tax return is in form mode, which means you can choose any form you need from the left-hand side under the Forms Manager. For example, type T4 on the bottom search bar. The form will appear at the top. Double-click the form and it will open on the left side for data entry. On the other hand, you can also switch to Steps mode, which allows you to answer specific questions. And once answered, the form will open in the next tab where you can enter the data. This is an easier way to complete the return if you're doing it for the first time. Now, let's complete the T4 information and clear the diagnostics, which are mandatory to complete. We will do the same for the spouse's tax return as well. Both returns are now complete and ready to submit. You can click on Transmission and then click on Net File. Follow the few steps as shown in the video, and your return will be submitted to the CRA. At the end, you can print the PDF of the tax return to keep for your records. Go to File and select Print. Close the diagnostic window, select the Record Keeping option, and at last click on Print. The PDF will be generated for you to keep. Well, that's all for today. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to learn more. Watch other tutorials linked in the description below.